I made this video because a lot of people have this perception when they come into real estate that they immediately start making money. It doesn't work like that. Now, it can work like that, but everything has to line up correctly. You can get lucky. This is Lamar Ellis, the acquisition manager. Today, this video will be a little different. This will be a video, again, you see the title, Consistency in Real Estate, the keys to being consistent. So for me, I want to just go over my experience first. I like to speak from experience, speak from the heart. So for me, consistency, when I first started, it was very difficult because I was a thrifter. You know, I'm a hustler. So I used to thrift store. I used to thrift a lot. I used to go to the thrift store and flip product. You know, that's how I made my money. Going to the thrift store, flipping shoes, flipping air fryers. You know, anything at that time that was trendy, I would flip it. And at the time of when I started, them air fryers, boy, they was popping. You know, they was out, but they was popping, and most people didn't know. Hey, you can go get them from a thrift store. So I would be able to mark them up good. You know, make 20%, 30% on whatever I had. So immediately I was making money off of it. So I say all that to say this. When I got into real estate, I really didn't understand consistently doing it. I struggled at waking up early in the morning. I struggled at calling people. Man, when it comes to consistency, I look at myself now and say, boy, you survived. You figured it out now. But it was a lot of trial and error to me. I had to bump my head a few years to figure out what I was trying to do. Over the next years, when I started in 2018, over those years, I started to improve a lot better, and I tried to take it more serious. 2023, that's when I started my LLC. I always remember those dates because that's when everything got real to me. It got real. Okay, we needed to learn law. We needed to learn taxes. We needed to talk to CPAs. You know, it started to get real to me, so I could figure out exactly how I needed to move. So consistency was something that I built up over time just by consistently trying to do it, not giving up. There was times where I was like, man, is this even it? But I realized one thing, like, you know, if this is really for you, you're going to get up and dedicate the time for it. You know, how bad do you want it? And the money that you can make in real estate is, oh my God, it's so big. I might do a video on that itself. But you know, that was one of the things that kept me going. So deals don't come overnight. They're built through persistency, effort. So again, this is why I started that mentorship, because I understand, like I said, when you look at the big dogs of the world, the Flipmans, the Richard Taylors of the world, they got systems in place. You have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. You have to keep moving. The deals, they have to keep coming. The grind builds skin, comfortability. Every call, every lead matters. Yes. So that's a perfect example. When I was calling people, bro, I used to call people the wrong name. I couldn't talk correctly. Now I look at myself and say, damn, boy, you did good. Like, but back then, I really wish I had those recordings, because I would get so frustrated because I couldn't. I would say, uh. So my scapegoat was, I had a mentor. You know, I had a mentor, so I would be like, let me check with my partner and see what he think. You know, that was, you know, oh, okay, I gotta ask my partner. He a silent partner. And he was a silent partner. He was telling me what to do and the moves to make. But at the same time, I didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. In the real estate space, that's a common word. So again, I was consistently bumping my head, figuring it out. I'm going from a Joe Blow that don't have no background on sales, that don't have no background on real estate. I don't even have background on communicating to people correctly. You see what I'm saying? So I'm coming in baby fresh new, learning all these new skills and bumping my head every single year to get it right. I wouldn't quit. I got obsessed with it. So consistently, I know you can't see this, it's a little, but consistently turn small wins into a big win. Results, daily actions compound over time. And that's something I was telling one of my VAs. Shout out to her. Again, you want to be a wholesaler, but to be a wholesaler, you got to learn how to crawl before you walk. I'm not saying I'm not saying you can't do it. I started out as a wholesaler. What I'm saying is, if you complaining and scared and ready to quit over these little things, imagine when you get the big things. So you have to take every small win as a win. You have to take every single thing that you do as a win. If you look at it and say, "Oh, I'm not where I want to be," guess what? You won't be where you want to be. You have to look at it as if you have to trick your brain into thinking, "Hey, whatever you did, regardless if you made one call today, you won because your old self wouldn't have did it, or your old self would have been lazy. That was like, So every single day you want to make another call. So you made 2 calls now. And then you want to start piling it up. Okay, I'm going to make 3 calls today. I'm going to make 4 calls today. I'm going to make 5 calls today. So you are telling your brain, hey, you can do it. Consistency. Quitting. The only way to guarantee failure, success belongs to those who win. Persistence. So again, you cannot quit. You can't quit. Like I said, bro, I've been doing this for so long. You can't quit. You can't quit. The moment you quit, that's when it's around the corner. And you wouldn't have knew it if you tapped out. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like there wasn't times where I didn't want to quit. Hell, yes, I wanted to quit. Yes. You're human. Sometimes it may feel like you're wasting time. It just depends. But what I would say, and this is my honest opinion, if you feel it, if you really got a drive for this real estate stuff, you not just, I try it. You serious about it. This is what you want to do as a career. Quitting is not an option. This is a lifestyle. You treat it the same way you treat walking or working out or doing something you do normal. It's a lifestyle. It's not an option. So success in wholesaling isn't about one big win. It's about showing up every single day. And that's true. The more you show up every single day, the more wins you get. The more wins you get, the more credibility you get, the more credibility you get, the more knowledge you get, the more consistent and persistent you will be. And I know that was a bunch of rhymes, but it's the truth. If you show up every single day, I promise you will win. You will need to learn how to be persistent, consistent. You will need to learn how to be mentally tough. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where it's like, what am I doing? And you're going to have days where it's like, I figured it out. You solved your problem. I made this video because a lot of people have this perception when they come into real estate that they immediately start making money. It doesn't work like that. Now, it can work like that, but everything has to line up correctly. You can get lucky and pull something off. Okay, yes, this book right here, it's called The Dip. So I was recommended this dip being in real estate wholesaling. So I glanced at it, but haven't really checked it out. I read a over review of it, but The Dip, from what I was told, is based off of consistency, trial and error, figuring it out. Even if you don't get the results that you want, showing up every single day. Consistency. Consistency is something that you will have if you be consistent. This is a mental game. If you mentally not strong for it, guess what? It's going to be very, very difficult for you. But I just wanted to show you guys this. Again, consistency is how you win. This is how you overtake your failure. This is how you beat failure. Consistency. Show up every single day. Do you want it or do you not want it? But realistically, consistency sets in. There's a book called The Dip, if I'm not wrong.